Welcome back to another episode of Lens on Life right here on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial. It is Thursday the 7th of May 2026. Very lovely day outside. I'm still wearing a coat, by the way. Of course I am, because I wear coats in all sorts of weather, even when it's boiling hot, even when it's a heat wave. Anyway, today in this week's episode, I'm meeting up with a mystery guest in this week's episode of Lens on Life. Is this a guest that we've had on the weekly vlogs in the past? It is. Is it someone that I haven't seen in a while? It is. Last time I met this person was back in September 2024, and I was going to start meeting up with them like a bit more often as well after we initially started meeting up again in September 2024, but then obviously a lot of things happened after September 2024, and it's kind of, it kind of made me kind of push back meeting up with this person a lot more than what I was anticipating. So anyway, this mystery guest is going to be joining us in this episode of Lens on Life. Really looking forward to meeting up with this person again after a couple of years. It's been a while, but I'm excited to meet them. So, without further ado, let's find out who this mystery guest is. This is my lunch for today. I have got a large Coca-Cola with McDonald's chips, and I've also got a mayo burger, chicken mayo burger, with some mozzarella dips, mozzarella sauce, and I've also got a McCrispy cheese and bacon McCrispy from McDonald's. And also as well, my mystery guest is Myla and Kyra, which, oh, there we go. How are you?
Good, you.
I'm all good. It's been ages.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
See you guys. No drama, please.
There's no drama. No drama here. But yeah, it's been a very long time since we last met.
I think a few...
2024. And that was Toby Carvery.
That was in 2024?
Yeah, it was in 2024. Literally, September 2024 was...
ages away.
Yeah, was when we last met. And we were going to meet after that. We were going to vlog as well when we went to the Toby Carvery. But then we just got caught up in, let's have a catch up, and we didn't end up vlogging anything at all.
Yeah.
And then I think I then ended up going home because I think my mum needed me at the time. So, yeah, so we ended up just going for a Toby Carvery. And then that was the last time we met. Because I think after that, there was a lot of stuff that just happened, so like for me personally and stuff. So life happens. Yeah. So, yeah, but now hopefully me and Kyra are going to start meeting up a bit more.
You should see us more.
See us more, vlogging more, which will be good. So we're going to try and get out and about and do some bits and pieces as well. So looking forward to that.
It's so weird looking at your camera and not being like the one that I have.
Yeah, it's a gimbal camera. That's why.
It's just weird looking.
So and obviously Kyra's now got a dog as well, which is Myla, which you've just seen. Myla's starting to get used to me, I think, somewhat. So, she's coming up. Hello, Myla. Oh, she's sniffing. She's like, can I have your McDonald's, please?
Can I have your camera?
Can I have your camera as well, please? Let me have your camera. Aww. So yeah, so that's Myla. That's Kyra's dog. Kyra and Myla.
Yeah.
There we are.
Had to rhyme.
It had to rhyme. Yeah, the names had to rhyme. So there we go. So I'm with Kyra this afternoon on this Thursday afternoon, and we are just about to have a McDonald's as well. What did you go for McDonald's wise?
The same as you, apart from a cherry lemonade.
Oh, you got a cherry lemonade. So there we go. So yeah, so that is our lunch on this Thursday afternoon. and I have just left Kyra's. It was very nice to see Kyra again, so a massive thank you to Kyra for meeting up with me today. We have said that we will meet again, not next week but the week after. Originally we were going to go to the Toby Carvery today, but we've decided to hold off going to the Toby Carvery, and we're going to go and do that next time when we meet. So, and because Kyra very kindly paid for my McDonald's takeaway that we had at her flat today, I said that I'm more than happy to pay for mine and her Toby Carvery when we have that together next time we meet. So really looking forward to meeting up with Kyra again soon. And it was really nice as well seeing her dog Myla as well. It's the first time I've met her dog Myla in person. I've seen a lot of pictures of Myla that she has sent me on Snapchat and stuff. So yeah, very nice. Anyway, I am now I'm out and about, as you can see. I'm actually on my way to go and catch the bus because I need to go and get some medication for Simba, because Simba, obviously shortly after losing JJ a couple of weeks ago, obviously he has, well, he's just been, I wouldn't say misbehaving as such, but you know, he's just been doing things a little bit out of the ordinary. We had a vet appointment yesterday, and we spoke to the vet about his behaviour and stuff, and obviously it is normal for dogs, just like humans. It's normal for dogs to grieve over the loss of, well, of like their best pal, shall we say. And obviously JJ to Simba was his best pal, so you know, so obviously we have got some medication that the vets has said that we will give to Simba, so we're going to do that. We're going to give him some medication for him to take, just to hopefully relieve his stress as such, relieve his stress, and hopefully it might make him feel a little bit better, and it might help him to cope with the grief of losing JJ a bit more easier as well. So I'm going to find a bus stop. Hopefully the next few minutes I should come across a bus stop, and if I do, I'll stand there, wait there for the next bus, and then go off and catch the bus to the vets so that I can go and get Simba's medication from the vets. And then after that I'm going to head back home. When I get back home, by the way, I must speak to you guys, because there's been a bit of a development in the weird dream that I had last week. Obviously if you watched last week's episode of Lens on Life, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't yet seen what last week's episode of Lens on Life, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But there's been a development, a weird development as well, so I will talk to you guys about that in the next scene of this video. So I have just got back home from the vets after picking up Simba's medication from the vets. Can I just say, right, I'm gonna go off on a rant here for a second. So I went to the vets and I picked up Simba's medication, started walking back to the bus stop at the train station, and I was like, you know what, before I go home, I'm going to pick up a bottle of a drink, you know, just a drink. At first I was like, I'll pick up a soft drink, you know, like the bottles that you normally get in the sandwich cabinet. Walked past the sandwich cabinet in Asda, which is by the train station in Bournemouth. And so I was like, you know what, alright, well, I've walked past the sandwich cabinet, can't be bothered to go all the way back, so I'm just going to get a big bottle of juice from the fridge on the shop floor. So I did that. I picked up an apple and mango juice, because I was like, I need this for on the way home. To be honest, I didn't drink it on the way home, because it's still in my bag. However, though, I then was like, you know what, I need the toilet. So before I went to get my drink, you can probably smell another dog on me, can't you, Simba? I think he can smell another dog on me because he's all over me like a rash. You can smell other dogs on me, can't you? Yeah, well, that's what happens when you go to the vets to pick up your meds and also spend an spend an afternoon with a dog as well. Anyway, he's sniffing me like I'm some sort of rash. Anyway, back to the story. So I go to Asda, I go to the toilet, and I'm like, right, I know where the male toilets are, brilliant. Go in there. The toilet cubicles are closed. The urinals are open, so I could go for a wee, but I didn't need a wee. I needed the other business. So I was like, oh, okay, well, there's one cubicle that looks like it was locked, and there was one cubicle that was completely closed off. So I thought, you know what, I'll hold it for a second, let me go and get my juice, and maybe I'll come back and see if the cubicle's free. When I got my juice, paid for it, went back to the toilet again, guess what, cubicle was still locked, and the other one was still closed off. Brilliant. Anyway, then I went down to the coach station, which is opposite the bus station at the Bournemouth train station, and they have public toilets there. And I thought, brilliant, that means I will be able to go to the toilet in this public toilet. I saw the male customer toilets for the coach station locked. Literally, what? Like, they're public toilets, man. They should be open all the time, And also, I think I tried what was it? The disabled toilet as well in Asda. I tried that one. That one was locked. It's such a faff. It is such a faff trying to use the toilets. I mean, obviously the train station have got toilets, but you have to go onto the platform in order to use them toilets. And obviously, I don't really have the confidence to go in and say to a guard, excuse me, I'm not boarding a train, but I need to use the toilet, So anyway, I've had to hold it in. I mean, to be honest, I still haven't been since I got home 5 minutes ago. So when I wrap this part of the video up, I will definitely go to the toilet. But it was so frustrating that literally there's public toilets that should be available to the public to use and 24 hours a day, and they're not even open, And the fact that I went into Asda, tried to use the toilet in Asda, the gents' toilet, and the toilet cubicles were closed. Thing is, right, it's not just shoppers that are shopping in Asda that might need to go to the toilet, especially the gents. They might not need to go for a wee. They might need to go for a number 2. And, thing is, you haven't just got shoppers in Asda that might need to go to the toilet. You've also got a McDonald's as well, and they use the same toilets as what the supermarket uses. They don't have their own separate toilets, McDonald's. So you're kind of stuffed if you're eating McDonald's and you need to go for a number 2 and you're a man, or if you're just shopping in general like I was and need to go for a number 2, then again, you're kind of stuffed because you've got nowhere to go for a crap. Anyway. Oh dear. Well, that's my rant. That's my rant over. They should have more public toilets accessible for the members of the public. It's in the term public toilets. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and also as well, by the way, I was going to mention about the weird dream. Now, like I said, if you have watched last week's episode of Lens on Life, then you will know exactly what the weird dream was. But if you haven't yet seen last week's episode of Lens on Life, go back and watch it, because I revealed a very weird and bizarre dream. There's been a bit of a update on that situation. I was scrolling through Instagram. I'm going to bring up the post of this now, this advert that came up on Instagram, right, through Drake Bell's Instagram page. And he was obviously partnering with another company. I don't know what the company was. I can't remember the company name, but I know that he was attached to the Instagram page. It's a 2000s bar crawl. Now, honestly, it's hosted by Drake Bell, and live performance as well with the Drake and Josh theme song and more, which means to say that he is probably going to sing a lot more than what is here. Now, he is performing in these areas, right? Some of which he's already performed in. So, Washington, D.C. on the 16th of May, right? And then Minneapolis, he's performing on the 6th of June. And then Raleigh, I think that is, Raleigh on the 13th of June, Chicago on the 11th of July, Denver on the 25th of July, and then Boston on the 1st of August, right? So probably by the time this video goes out, he's probably going to be performing next in Denver on the 25th of July, and then Boston on the 1st of August. Anyway, now, again, I feel like my weird dream is starting to become a reality, you know? Oh, and also as well, by the way, not to forget, there's more dates that are being added as well. So, so anyway, I'm not in America, by the way. I'm not going to America on any of them dates, by the way, as far as I'm aware at the moment, you know? I mean, not that I know of, but I'd be pretty freaked out if that weird dream that I had last week ends up actually becoming a reality. He's not performing at 7 a.m. in the morning, is he? Because that's what I want to know. If it's 7 a.m. in the morning, then that's when things start to get really creepy and freaky, and the fact that that weird dream that I had actually does become a bit of a reality. Oh man. Anyway, also, by the way, I don't know if I've yet mentioned this or not. I will mention it now. Yesterday, obviously, we took Simba to the vets, as I mentioned earlier in this episode of Lens on Life. Also, while we were at the vets yesterday, we did also pick up JJ's ashes as well. Honestly, so sad. It really is sad, you know. I mean, I honestly thought his ashes were just in a little tiny blue box, but no, inside the blue box is the ashes box, which is a wooden box, a small wooden box. I'll attach a photo of JJ's plaque that's on top of this small wooden box. And inside that is, of course, his ashes. So, yeah, it is sad. It's, you know, it's, to think that, you know, last year in 2025, I saw the same wooden box, but except much bigger. And, you know, it had my mum's name on it, on the plaque and stuff like that. And now in 2026, I'm seeing another wooden box with some ashes in it, and it's JJ's. You know, it's really hard and really upsetting, to be honest, that's been my life over the last couple of years, is, you know, seeing a couple of, you know, like, living life forms, human and animal, and, you know, they're things that I love, you know, like my mum and JJ as well, and seeing them just disappear from my life and just, you know, then end up becoming ash in a box, you know, it is quite upsetting. But, you know, it's, as they say, it is the circle of life, isn't it? It is the circle of life. So, you know, but there we go. Anyway, I don't know what I've got for dinner yet, but I am going to be speaking to my friend Kieran on video call very, very shortly. Looking forward to speaking to Kieran in a little while, over on Discord on my iMac upstairs in my bedroom. I think, you know what, I think that is pretty much it for this week's episode as well of Lens on Life. I mean, you know, I haven't really got anything else to film this week other than what I've been up to today. So a massive thank you for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Lens on Life. If you have, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. As always, I love hearing your comments from you guys. And as always, if you are new around here and you like what you see, and you like what I've been speaking about, especially with the toilet situation, then feel free to feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Obviously, I will be back with another episode of Lens on Life next week. Next week's episode, I think, is going to centre around me going to the cinema. I'm also working a lot next week as well. I'm pretty much working from Saturday this weekend till Sunday next weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm literally doing 9 days in a row before my next day off. So I am going to be working a lot next week, but I am also going to do a bit of filming here and there, out and about as well. When I go to the cinema, I'll reveal the films that I'm watching, and I'll do some cinema content for you guys in next week's episode of Lens on Life. So you got that to look forward to. But until then, though, it's goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys again in my next YouTube video.